What is good, you guys? It's your boy Raymond Harrison here with another episode of the Average Guy Podcast on the Average Guy Studios. And today, yes, it's episode 81, and we have some very very controversial things in for you guys in world of entertainment. But like we usually do, first we start off with sports. So remember to follow us on platforms: Facebook, the Average Guy Podcast, Grit Sports Media, the Average Guy, Grit Sports Media on Facebook, the Average Guy Podcast on Instagram. Make sure you guys follow, subscribe, and let us know what you guys think. So sports, I'll let Lauren take it from here while I get this stuff set up for everybody.
Hey, what's happening to the average guys and average gals out there? I apologize for my absence the last couple episodes, man. I had some extracurricular business to handle, but I'm back, so we're ready to rock tonight. So we'll start off with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So word on the street is LeVeon is coming back week 7. Now Mike Tomlin said he hasn't heard from LeVeon, so he can't confirm either way. But Jeremy Fowler, who is a well-known reporter, has reported the information, said he's coming back after the bye week. He'll be there. We'll see what happens. I don't know for all my football fans. Pittsburgh is 1-2-1, so they need a little help right now. I actually believe they are tied with Cleveland for the worst record in the AFC North. So they could definitely use some LeVeon in their life right now. So what's that, D?
I try to end the call and jump back in.
Yeah, I got nothing for you, bro. I don't know what you're saying. Yeah, that's on your side. It's breaking up. You're breaking up, so I ain't want to hang up. I gotta hop back on, clear your signal up. But here's what I say, man. You know, everybody's saying, you know, they don't need Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell is a headache. You know, this whole now that it's just him being selfish, this, that, and the third. Here's what I'm gonna say. LeVeon doing the right thing. Now, I'm not going to go to the Earl Thomas breaking his leg thing and say that that was the justification that LeVeon should hold out. That's not the justification. You can break your leg on any play in the NFL. That can happen in any given Sunday, any given play. So him coming back is not, you know what I'm saying, the reason that, or him not holding out is not the reason that he now broke his leg. That's just a freak thing that happened. What I will say is LeVeon understands Pittsburgh's offense just about as good as anybody else in that organization. So he knew they was going to use him 400 touches in a year. That's a lot on a body, especially when you've been doing it year over year after year. There's been 2 players. The last one was actually Larry Johnson for the Kansas City Chiefs a long time ago. 2 players in the NFL history that have had 2 years of 400-plus touches, in the third year they come back with the same intensity, the same amount of results. It's never happened the third year. So LeVeon knows he has to protect himself as an investment, and then therefore he's got to do what's right for him. And shame on all those Pittsburgh players that was mad at the fact that he's trying to preserve his body so he can make sure that he can get his big payday, because every single one of those players would have done the exact same thing if they were in his shoes. So for them to be like, you know, he's selfish, you know what I'm saying? For them to have any audacity to bring up any of his contract business, talking about what he still makes way more than we do. I mean, it's part of course. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger is making more than Le'Veon Bell, and it could be very arguably that Ben Roethlisberger needs Le'Veon more than Le'Veon needs Ben Roethlisberger. So, you know, you should never talk about nobody's money. You know what I'm saying? Talk about your money, don't talk about nobody else's money. And y'all gonna need him when he comes back. So don't try to play dumb like you don't need him. Oh, you ain't gonna block for him. You need Le'Veon.
Okay, see, my thing is, I heard pretty much the exact same thing that you're saying, but I heard Le'Veon, the reason why he chose week 7 was because the trade deadline ends at week 8. So since the trade deadline ends in week 8, that forces the Pittsburgh Steelers to trade him or pay him. So he's putting all the pressure on Pittsburgh. That's what I've heard. So I mean, I'm just tossing out what I've heard. Is, you know what I'm saying, is hearsay. But I mean, hey, they got to do something. They have to do something. The time is on the clock, and it's running down real damn quick. And we got Corey here. What's good, Corey?
What's up, y'all? What's going on? Wiping this down. I just spilled water on. About to fuck up the laptop. Spill water.
Y'all see that? Y'all see that Oakland Raiders boy got on that Chiefs red? Y'all see that, don't y'all?
It's that Corey red, man. Don't ever get it twisted, man. It's that Corey red, man. Get ahead of y'all still.
Yeah, won't you? We're talking about the whole Le'Veon Bell, the fact that report is that he's coming back week 7 after the bye. So what's your feedback on that, Corey?
Said he shoot, man, it's an ugly situation, man. It's looking like they're far apart. I don't know, man. They're gonna have to get a trade, man. They're gonna have to get a trade or something going for them, man. I really don't. I heard, some of the prospects, I heard Seattle kind of thrown out there. I don't know, man. They gonna have to figure out something though, because it's not looking good over in Pittsburgh. I'll say that much. They're definitely missing him. James Conner's solid. He's played hard, but as far as me and Le'Veon Bell's the best running back in the NFL, hands down. So I don't know, man. That's going. I don't know, man. We'll see. It's because it sounds like a situation where he's kind of forced to come back. You know what I'm saying? Kind of forced to come back or ending his holdout. And they haven't really reached an agreement, and that's no way to go out there. I want Le'Veon to get his money, man. You see the situation with Earl Thomas. We talked about that last episode, man. He was holding out. He had a little conflict and everything going on with the team. Because he was skipping practice, to keep himself healthy. But he then went out and performed the next game, and then then game following that, snaps his leg. There goes that contract. So it's not like the players are being. I'll say they're being selfish, but it's in a righteous way. I'll say that much. It's justified. They have to do that because the NFL's gonna keep pushing, and they're gonna do. These organizations are gonna do what's best for them at the end of the day. When your time is up, when they done using you, they're gonna move on, man, and they're gonna discard you, man, like a damn used rubber, man. So, yeah, man, we'll see how it all plays out. I don't know if there's any other, outlet or what can I say, outlet or outcome that, something that could take place in between time. But the trade deadline's in week 9, so we still have a little ways to go. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he had to because in order for him to be a free agent, he has to be on the payroll. I'll say he has to be on the payroll by week 10. Otherwise, he's not able to become a free agent. They can franchise him, and we start this whole saga all over again.
Oh, really?
So, and that's just part of the whole CBA. And so, I mean, we knew he was coming back. It was just a matter of would he come back earlier than he had to. I know and I know Randy, both of y'all touched on the trade deadline. Right now, it's kind of one of those situations where whoever would trade for him is renting him. So if you got to give up a player to rent him, that's kind of one of those things where you got to say, you know, if I got to give up a decent player just to rent him for a year, just for him to be gone the next year, you know, is it worth the price of it? So, you know, there's a lot of little small things, you know, that I think really come into play when you talk about trading them. Like, if I'm the team that's trading for him, like, I want to know that we have a 75% chance of re-signing him after the season.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't want to trade for him because I'm going to have to give up assets just to borrow, you know, so.
More than likely a draft pick, a first-round pick's going to have to go.
Yeah.
It's a second-round pick. They want a second-round pick and a player. That's what Pittsburgh.
Yeah. So I just don't see being an organization that would be interested in them, you know, if I would feel comfortable without some type of heads up that, you know, we got a good shot of re-signing you. So I think that's what makes it tough. Now, the other thing he could do is show up and then fake an injury. He's on the payroll, so, you know, he can pretty much do what he wants to do. He can say, I got a hamstring, you know what I'm saying? You know, anything, you know what I'm saying? I think the whole...
Do a Carmelo.
Yeah. Now, the whole Earl Thomas thing, that was a little bit different for me because, you know, he didn't want to lose no game checks, and you got to respect that he didn't want to lose no money. I don't think that him flipping off Seattle was really, I don't know, it seemed a little bit classless to me because, number one, you made a choice to come back. Number two, you could have broke your leg on any play in that game. You could have broke your leg. So you can't say that because I came back, you know what I'm saying, now I got hurt. Now, is his money messed up? Absolutely. But that kind of goes back to the whole reason that you hold out. You know what I'm saying? You hold out as long as you can, you know, because he didn't dig his heels in because he ain't want to lose his money. Maybe he's spending his money up, and so he needed a check. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? You know, but, you know, I mean, sometimes you got to hold out to get what you want in the end, you know, and sometimes that takes you losing out on the front end to get what you want on the back end. Because he could have did the same thing. He could have been like, all right, I'm coming back week 8. I'll come back, do what y'all want to do with me at that point. Because Seattle was the same way, where Seattle was like, we want a second-round draft pick. We ain't budging. We want a second-round draft pick for him. And actually, that's probably fair compensation because Earl Thomas is a gamer, and he seems to be rather loyal to the right team. You know, so maybe he gets traded to Dallas or something like that. They said that the Rams were actually quietly trying to decide if they wanted to rent him for a year. You know what I'm saying? Because you win the Super Bowl, then you can start to restructure, and everybody likes winning. So, you know, maybe we have a chance to maybe signing him for a little less than what he was asking for because we gave him a Super Bowl ring, you know. So it's all interesting. It's all interesting, man. The Pittsburgh needs LeVeon, though. They need LeVeon. Because I tell you them not re-signing LeVeon may have a domino effect. I'm gonna do some research and find out the opt-out clause in Antonio Brown's contract. Because I'm sure he's got one in a certain year. Because there could be a domino effect where Antonio, like, you know what, I'm out too. Because he already complaining. You know, he's already complaining, and I mean, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
complaining about what?
Him not getting enough touches.
He basically saying he ain't getting a rock.
Yeah, certain times. Him not getting enough touches because Juju Smith-Schuster, I think it was 2 games ago, had like 20 catches for like, I think it was 100+ yards and like a touchdown.
Yeah.
And
but see the problem. Yeah, and I don't think that's his beef so much more as the offense is not as dynamic, so he's not getting it open. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't got to scheme against James Conner like that. You know what I'm saying? You got to scheme against LeVeon Bell. You know, you may have to put, you know, if he lines up in the slot, you got to put a safety on him plus a linebacker in some cases, you know, and things of that nature. So, you know, it changes the entire scheme of their offense, you know what I'm saying, when Le'Veon's not there, because he just has that added dimension, whether he's in the backfield or if he goes and lines up, you know, wide. You know, he demands the respect of the defense, and therefore it opens up the field for everybody else. So I think from Antonio Brown's perspective, it's the frustration that the offense isn't dynamic enough, and so he's not getting the ball. Because think about it, you know what I'm saying? You can put a cover 2 on both receivers if you want to. If they only got 2 receivers, you can put a cover 2 on both of them, and it's harder for both of them to get open. So, you know, it's interesting. I mean, they got that rookie, James Washington, but there is no Le'Veon. There's not another Le'Veon out there, you know, so.
That's interesting, man. You can play, man. He just got that huge-ass contract. He's had all those touches over the past few seasons. He averages over 100 catches a year. Guaranteed to give you about 1,600 yards a year. I mean, damn, we've seen multiple games where he's had over, double digits in catches, man. Keeps getting the ball, man. They feeding him, man. So the first time they showing signs of struggle or have to find another way to get it done because, defense is closing in on them. I mean, that prima donna attitude, man, those damn wide receivers, man. And prima donna. That's crazy.
Yeah. Now, you're right. But, I mean, it is what it is. They always got the best ones can be the biggest divas.
Yeah.
Even Julio getting into the diva game.
Yes, yeah, he is. Because the rookie that they signed, Cody Rhodes, I think it is. I forgot what his name is. My bad, bro. I apologize. But hey, he's gotten I think 3 or 4 touchdowns over the last 2 games.
You talking about Calvin Ridley?
There you go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, he came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
He came out of nowhere, and he's looking like he could take that #1 spot in the next few games because Julio ain't been doing too good. At least in fantasy purposes. All right, so let's go ahead and move over to the NBA. Dana, how are you doing? But yeah, let's move over to the NBA. Let's talk about LeBron James and his Laker hype. All the Laker hype, and I know we have a Laker fan in the cast right now. So go ahead, let us know what's up with this Laker hype.
I mean, shoot, it ain't no Laker hype. I mean, shoot, it's the Los Angeles Lakers. That's what it is, man. I think the whole their whole prestige and the name alone, it overshadows LeBron even being there because LeBron's in a position to where LeBron's taking on a challenge this year. First challenge he's taking is he stepped into the Western Conference, and that's something people have been talking about for years. Is of course, hold on, got the damn sneeze, but bear with me, y'all. To sneeze and shit, but yeah, over the past few years, the knock on him is he hasn't won in the Western Conference. It's been all in the East, and I mean that's still impressive, because he's playing pro level competition. But at the same time, the West is just a whole different animal. So he's taking on that challenge, and then the next challenge is delivering something in LA in the Staples Center. They expect a lot out of their stars. The spotlight and everything and the hype is going to come automatically because it's just the Lakers. The Lakers, there we go. The Lakers have been they've only won about 20 games each of the years. You know what I'm saying? I'm exaggerating. They've been improving through the years, but I mean, even still, man, they've been at the bottom of the league, man, the past few years, and they still no LeBron James, they still leading the headlines, in the news every year. That's just the Lakers. That's how they always been, man. So just having LeBron there adds on to it. They'll definitely they're going to the playoffs this year. The guys got a little talent, man. They got some talent. Oh yeah. See you making that face. Yeah, they go into the playoffs. I mean, just see how be able to get all the talent to jail. I think they'll be all right on offense. The issue will come on defense. Whether they can stop people on the defensive end, man. Because letting people get to the lane and getting those easy layups. I mean, that's they ain't gonna get it done, man. They basically like the Kansas City Chiefs, man, and basically like the Chiefs and the Falcons. They're gonna have to drop 120 points a game to win, so man, they got to get the defensive side of the ball together. I watched some of their preseason games. On offense, they're gonna be good though, man. We'll see how long LeBron stays and plays within the system, and when he starts to say goes into strong arm mode and starts taking over, saying I'm gonna be the point guard and coach and everything, man. But right now, it's been looking balanced, man. They've had Rajon handling the ball, Brandon Ingram bringing down the ball sometimes, LeBron getting in the paint, and then LeBron's commanding the offense sometimes. And it looks like they got a good balance on how they want to do it. It's coming naturally. Got Kuzma coming off the bench, Josh Hart out there, man. They got a lot of weapons, man. See how JaVale McGee will be able to hold up. He's coming off. He's usually more effective coming off the bench. Especially at this stage in his career. But he's the starter now. We'll see if he can. See if he can bring. I think he'll bring something. Pretty good. But having him out there for extended amount of times, I mean, you're just asking for a Shaq and a Fool highlight to happen, man. And I know he's sensitive about those. So he had a little issue with Shaq doing it, so they were talking about they ain't gonna do that shit no more. But you basically asking for it now, especially with LA's. LA's gonna be on TV. National game shoot. Probably 70 out of their 82 games, man. So the spotlight's gonna be on them. So yeah, it's the hype is what it is. It's the Lakers. It's the Lakers, they'll always have that. It's the Lakers plus LeBron James. I mean, what more could you expect? What more could you expect? And the way we expected it to happen, that's the way it is. Y'all saw me when I first said heard LeBron was coming to LA and brought that. Here we go with that shit. And that's how a lot of Lakers fans. You see, that's how a lot of Lakers fans responded because it ain't just we don't get all blinded by just the name. Like, hey, you got to come and deliver, homeboy. And so that's what it is, man. It's all real, man.
I'll only say one thing to that. That's the real LA fans and not the fair weather fans. But Lauren, you're up next.
Haters come in all shapes and sizes. Oh, Chiefs. Oh,
Chiefs. y'all about a couple defensive stops from being the Atlanta Falcons, man.
But we're not. We're 4 and you're ready to be 5-0. You're ready to be 5-0. Jalen Ramsey, keep your mouth shut, son.
Hey, Patrick. I just want to say one thing though, Patrick Mahomes, man. I'm a Raiders fan. I got to give it up. He had my jaw dropping, man. When they were on that 2nd and 32, and I was just looking, I was like, man, he's about to get this, man. And he did exactly that, man. That dude's a star. But yeah.
Yeah. What I say about the Lakers, man, is I'm gonna say believe the hype, and this is why I'm gonna say believe the hype. It's been a long time, maybe ever, that LeBron has had youthful skill around him. There hasn't been a lot of teams where he's had a lot of skill. You think about Brandon Ingram, You think about Kyle Kuzma, Josh Hart is a 3-and-D. What's his name? Catavius Pope, whatever his last name is.
Caldwell Pope.
Yeah, Caldwell Pope.
It's another defensive.
Another 3-and-D. You know, we'll see how Lonzo evolves. I know a lot of people are still skeptical about his shot, and I am one of them, but apparently he's been in there working, so we'll see if there's any improvements. So he's got a lot of youthful talent around him, and I think that will be something that will help him as he goes into year 16. He's been named the MVP favorite going into the year, so we'll kind of see how that pans out. One interesting thing is, for me, I wonder, will the Lakers be patient enough to be still? And what I mean when I say that is there's been a lot of noise about them going after Anthony Davis before the season's over and trying to make a trade for Anthony Davis before the season's over versus when he actually goes into free agency just so they don't have to worry about the opportunity to miss out on him. And then, there's going to be more changes to come. They don't have that Kyle Korver on their team. They gonna go try to get a Kyle Korver type of player, you know what I'm saying? Because LeBron likes to have those type of players on his team. Guys that he can say, hey, I know where you're gonna be at all times. I'm gonna get you the ball, and maybe he'll develop that chemistry. Caldwell Pope, you know what I'm saying, could be that guy. So it'll be interesting to see kind of how they gel as the season goes along. Like you said, does LeBron get frustrated and decide, you know what, I'm just going to take the game over. I just go find a corner and I pass it to you. Y'all open and y'all can become the new age J.R. Smith. So it'll be interesting. Walton's got his work cut out for him, to figure out how to balance these lineups. I think this will be a year now that he has a superstar player that you see how well he can actually coach. And if he had more involvement in Golden State's offense than we knew. Because obviously he's taken elements and brought them to LA. But did he bring them because he created them, or did he just bring them because he understands how it works? It'll be very, very interesting to see how he develops as a coach and his relationship with LeBron. It's going to be very important. I mean, we know that every other coach that has coached on a LeBron team has essentially become a cheerleader, for the lack of better words. So, but I think with Magic Johnson there, there's that level of respect that LeBron may be a little hesitant, to really cross certain lines this time. He, if you remember in Miami, when he tried to start doing that, Pat Riley was like, nah, bro, not around here. You know what I'm saying? And there was that level that LeBron wouldn't jump because he would get pushed back. That hadn't ever happened in Cleveland, of course, because Cleveland is LeBron. You might as well just change it to LeBron, Ohio, because Cleveland is LeBron. So I'm interested this year. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of respect for players, so when players jump teams, I tend to follow the player and see how it all works. So, I mean, obviously the Lakers lore has been around forever, outside of Boston, you know what I'm saying? I mean, when you think of LA Lakers, you think about titles, you think about stars, so it'll be an interesting year. I am very, very interested to see what happens, how well they'll do in the West. I expect them to make the playoffs. The question is going to be, is it a 3 seed or is it going to be a 6 or 7 seed?
It'll be a 6 or 7.
Slick.
But nah, my only thing with it is I believe at the end of this year, they're going.
Are those Lakers colors you wearing?
Wait.
You?
No, not me.
You said what?
The jacket is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He sure is. Yeah. Yeah.
I like what you did.
Yeah, he low key rap. Yeah, low key rapping. Yeah.
Hell no, don't ever disrespect me.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Come on to the.
No, I'm good.
Nah, man, we the light, man. We are the light in the league, man.
But nah, yeah. I believe that it's gonna be a lot of turmoil this year. Like it might not show in the beginning, but you know, LeBron has his way with certain players. And everybody's not like how do I want to say Kyrie Irving. Some people are like Mario Chalmers, possibly. You know what I'm saying? Some people are gonna be like, "Hey, you ain't finna bitch me around like this."
You know, Rondo ain't. You know, Rondo ain't going for that. Lance.
Nah, Lance will give LeBron. Lance will give LeBron a hug.
You said give him a hug.
Give him a hug.
Blowing his ear. Blowing his ear.
He might blow on something else. You know, he all up in it.
Yeah, I know they got short shorts now. Yeah, but let's stop playing with them boys.
Yeah, LeBron got on the 36 snugs.
You said what? Wait, what you talking about? Y'all talking about the shorts?
Yeah. Yeah, he got some 36 snugs on, baby.
Boys, they wearing those shorts, man. Going up the boys, man. They about to bust ass. Man, my spotlight is on my boy Brandon Ingram, man. That's who. Hey, he always he look like he ready to come with it, man. I'm excited. Y'all hate, man. They hate.
He still need a cheeseburger though.
He said, yeah, he do need a couple of them, man.
I'm just saying, he will be going. If they try to get Anthony Davis, he will be a part of the trade, and he will be going. If it happens, he's out of here.
Yeah.
So, well, yeah. I mean, if you got anything else with sports related topics, go ahead and shoot them up right now.
Corey, is that a trade that you would make?
What? I'd make.
Would you trade Brandon Ingram and Kyle Kuzma and Josh Hart for Anthony Davis?
Not all three. It have to be 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
so you would trade Kuzma
and Ingram? Yeah. For Anthony Davis, I would.
Okay.
I would. I think that's fair. And, you know, Anthony Davis, man. It's one top 5 in the league right there. That's a that's a no-brainer right there, man. So yeah, I'd make that move. Hey, what I tell y'all about sleeping on you know, I don't fuck with them, but you know, I told y'all about sleeping on them, the Patriots, man. They go out there. They go out there with the grocery scores. The grocery store squad. You know, they go out there and still be able to pull off games. I told you the Dolphins had no chance going in.
I don't believe it.
You think they done?
I'm not saying that New England is done. I just think that their reign as their top team in the AFC. I think that's done.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let me guess. Who took that spot there?
I'm not even going to say it because that's not one of the things. I will look more if Pittsburgh can get their stuff together. I think they may be scarier than they may scare them. The way Baltimore is playing, I mean, that defense is God.
Yeah.
That's the Super Bowl defense right there. So I mean, and they've added. Yeah. Lamar Jackson didn't lit a flame up in Fluco, man.
Yeah.
I mean, Jacksonville. If the problem with Jacksonville right now is Jacksonville has zero offense. I mean, with no Leonard Fournette, they're just not as dynamic offensively. So that would be where they may have some issues. I mean, the Chiefs offensively can play with anybody, but defensively they probably can't even play with eighth graders. So I don't. That's gonna be the Achilles heel.
Keep putting up 40. Keep putting up 40 a game.
But what I will say is, if they can stay on a consistent playoff pace, they will get Barry and Sorensen back towards the end of the season, which would kind of shore up their defense.
All right. So now that the sports talk is done, let's go ahead and jump into world of entertainment and sometimes politics, man. Oh shit. All right. So, Corey and Lauren, I'm pretty sure you guys won't be able to see what I'm about to place up on the screen, but it says, check out who's raising revolutionary black men today. And this is for you guys. Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, I want to get you guys' thoughts. So everybody sees it on the screen, on Facebook and everything else. So, let's talk about it, guys. What are your thoughts for who's raising the revolutionary black man these days? Oh yeah, P.S. Don't shoot the messenger. Who want to go first? Who wants to go first? Corey.
So who were those? Who were some of those guys on that? I saw Kaepernick.
It was Kaepernick, Barack Obama, Drake, and J. Cole.
Well, would you say any of those four are revolutionary?
but for me to play devil's advocate here,
I'll give a little bit to Colin Kaepernick, but that's a strong word, revolutionary. That's a real strong word. The other three, I can definitely say not. Obama, as far as in a symbolism way, in a symbolic way, it's revolutionary. So yeah, maybe Kaepernick and maybe Obama. But, it's revolutionary. Just goes even more, just further outside the box, man. Being able to make a change, make a shift to the whole, paradigm, man. The whole mindset of just people in general, man. That's revolutionary. So yeah, man, I can't. They're solid guys though, but yeah, there's nah. I don't know. I will say, man, a lot of that goes into the colorism issue, where a lot of those guys, we can't knock them because a lot of guys, who are lighter at times, because of how people of darker skin have been portrayed, through media and everything, and how people they've been, just how they're accepted by people in general, especially further back, as the years go back, it's they're the ones that are able to get that platform a lot of times, and so when they had that platform, they're like, well, hell, I'm gonna use it for something good. I'm gonna speak for, black people, look like Kaepernick. There's just some other guys too, but I wouldn't necessarily say. I just don't hear enough from J. Cole. I hear through his, has messages through his music, but as far as out there, keeping his voice, Kanye finds a way to keep his damn voice out there, all the time. So I wonder where the rest of these guys are, in between album time. And it's not album time for Jake. Well, let me stop. Yeah. Because I'm speaking as if J. Cole had just said something recently. Because I was about to say it's not album time for J. Cole, but no, yeah, you only hear from them, these guys like Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole. You only hear from them around album time. You get whatever through the music, but like I said, Kanye finds a way to let his voice be heard every damn week. You know what I'm saying? You go hear him. A lot of it's a bunch of bullshit, but you gonna hear it. You know what I'm saying? And some of it is some stuff that you can build on.
So you telling me that a white woman can't raise a strong black man?
Yeah. If I believe right, I don't know if I know Malcolm X. Malcolm X, not half, but he's got some white in him. Malcolm X has some white in him. Louis Farrakhan. Star. Hey, Star got a lot of game though, but you know he had a black daddy, white mama. I mean, yeah, man. If you got the, I wouldn't say it's necessarily something that's what I'm trying to think about it as I'm speaking on it. I just don't really think it's necessarily something that
Okay, so right now what I'm getting is they can raise strong black men, but the revolutionary is the key word that I'm thinking about right now.
Yeah,
I can't, but
I just don't.
So I'm 50-50, and I'm playing devil's advocate here, so don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of times the guys, you know, the lighter guys, they get the, especially in the media, mainstream media, they get the platform to do a lot of those things. You know, Barack Obama wouldn't have been a president if he, you know, looked like me. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep that. Would have been a damn, you know, he. So no, they get on and they, you know, get on and spread the message. I ain't gonna hate them, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna hate on that. You know what I'm saying? Good who we can up in there, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's just the reality. That's just the reality is, you know, the darker skinned people tend not to get that type of platform, man. You know, but I don't know. It's kind of tough because you're seeing LeBron out there. I think LeBron's a little bit more revolutionary than Kaepernick is. I believe so. It may be saying that, and I'm saying, yeah, they're about the same. Yeah, there's give and take areas. So nah, man, I just don't really see the issue. I think there's just somebody on Facebook or something, you know, sparking, finding something to spark the conversation out of, man. I just don't see it really.
All right, so I'll let Lauren go because I know he has a lot. Just look at the face. Look at that face. He has a lot he wants to get off his chest right now. So let's go, Lauren. You're up next.
I was bothered when I saw that. I was bothered when I saw that for a lot of reasons. Number one, that's the power of words. That is the power of words. Because the power of words will get people talking. Because I looked at that list and I said, Colin Kaepernick, symbol. I don't even know if I would say revolutionary symbol. I would just say symbol. Drake. Next. Next. Barack Obama. Symbol. Symbol's the right word. Revolutionary, we don't have one. Like, we don't have one.
Yeah.
And I think that that's the biggest piece for me. I'm like, you know, it depends on, I guess, your definition, because I look at, you know, your LeBron James, I look at people like Kendrick Lamar, people that are doing things behind the scenes that you kind of really don't know anything about until it comes out in the public. Like, nobody really knew LeBron James was this engaged in trying to set up a school. You know, Kendrick Lamar is setting up all kinds of stuff in Compton, in the California area, in the arts programs and things like that. So, I mean, it just kind of really depends on, you know, how you're defining revolutionary. Now, if you ask the question, can a white woman raise a black revolutionary type of male? Yeah, I say yes, because normally that's already embedded in somebody's personality. You know, it's just the parent has to bring that out. but it's typically embedded in somebody's personality. If you ask somebody about Martin Luther King, they probably said they saw things in him when he was 6, 7 years old that he was already going to go to that point. It's just a matter of putting him in a position to get there. You know, even when you talk about, you know, cats like Malcolm X, you know, Malcolm X had a mouthpiece before when he was Detroit Red. So you knew he had the capabilities. It was just a position in order to get him to that point, you know. So, you know, I mean, yeah, in theory, yeah, he can, as long as it's in him. It has to be in him. Otherwise, it ain't never gonna happen, you know. I mean, we play this tit for tat game all the time. Black and white, you know what I'm saying? High yellow, you know what I'm saying? You know, African purple. You know, we play this game all the time. You know, we are all a mix of different races. We are all a mix of it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you go back to the slave days and the slave masters were, you know what I'm saying, doing what they was doing to the black women. You know, so there's always been a mixing of culture. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes I feel like people are so dramatic that they just want something to talk about. So then they gonna bring up something super random. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was such a random statement. I was like, I would never look at Drake as a revolutionary. Ever. At least not, like, I don't see it. I don't see it right now. I feel like Drake has spent his career in the last 8 to 10 capitalizing off of his fame. I don't think he's using it for anything but himself. So that's surely not the definition of a revolutionist. You know, think about Christus Adams. Revolutionists give back to the people that they fight for. You know, they accept less of themselves to give more to others. So Drake surely wouldn't fit that bill. J. Cole is a great artist that is a great storyteller. But a revolutionist? Nah, not at all. Not at all. Not one bit. Barack Obama, he has the ability to. He's been given one of the highest platforms you can sit on. So now that he's not the president, what he does, he has the potential to be. If any of those four, he has the most potential to be, is what I'll say. Colin Kaepernick was a symbol. Colin Kaepernick was a symbol, and I love his grit. I love his determination. I love everything about what he's fighting for. But to call him a revolutionist, I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I just have to stick with you are a symbol to a fight. Like, that's all I can give you. Because, I mean, if you think about it, you know, we never talked about Colin Kaepernick anything else except for a football player until he chose to kneel. This was never present at all. Again, a revolutionist, you can see at a very young age. He's doing certain things that other motherfuckers don't do. You know what I'm saying? At a young age. And I ain't saying that I don't know any of them, so I'm not saying that they weren't. But at this stage, you would have seen something prior to an incident that drew something else out. You know what I'm saying? Think about it again. We can go back to Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? Like, before the civil rights movement, he was already making moves in the church. You know what I'm saying? Trying to, you know, uplift the people, you know what I'm saying, and spread a message of empowerment and things of that nature before he got famous. You know what I'm saying? He just happened to be the person that was chosen to lead. You know, there were other probably qualified people, but when you encompass everything you want from a person to do something as big as lead a revolution, you kind of had to look at him, because not only did he have the intelligence, but he had democracy, he had the charisma, you know what I'm saying, different things like that. And so Now, I mean, who did Keisha post this? Was it Keisha from the block that posted this stupid little thing? You know what I'm saying? It was some angry chocolate person that posted something like this.
I think it was a
you
dude.
know what I'm saying?
I think it was a dude.
But it's a dude.
I think it was.
And that's, to me, that's jealousy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, do you. Be the best you. You know what I'm saying? You know, maybe you're not a revolutionist, but maybe you can do something for your people. You know what I'm saying?
Revolution is something that transcends color.
Yeah. So, now, sorry, Reg, but yeah, you missed it. You swung and missed on this one, Reg.
Yeah.
Just as the beige person, honestly, I try to play devil's advocate. You know what I'm saying? I really can't because, hey, like y'all said, he's born with it. You know what I'm saying? You're born with it or you're not born with it. Everybody's not meant to hold the big gavel. You know what I'm saying? Some people got to be worker ants, and a lot of
has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with what color your mama is or something. Yeah. That's why it's so hard, man. I'm scrambling. I was trying to figure out something to just a way to, you know, make sense of it. But it's just, yeah, in the end, it's just a dumbass question. That's a dumbass question, man. Revolution is something that, like I said, transcends color. For all you Negroes and you militant Negroes, whatever the fuck y'all call yourself, pro-black, go out there and start talking about, he's talking about I don't see color, speaking that rhetoric. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. There's definitely, you know, color issue that goes on out here. There's definitely, you know what I'm saying? There's definitely different things that happen because of race, but revolution is just something that just, it just transcends race. It affects everybody. It'll affect your people and it'll affect, you know what I'm saying, everybody else too. You know what I'm saying? It transcends. Anybody could be a revolution. It's just something It's just something you're born with, man. That has nothing to do with what color your mama. Can a white mama breed a revolutionist? Like, where do y'all come up with this shit? I guess, you know, Facebook has the tell us what's on your mind. That's what it says. So that's what a lot of people do. You know, you just throw him in the heap with everybody else that, you know, just regurgitates, or not regurgitates, but, you know, ejaculates the first stop that's on their fucking mind, man. Yeah, you know, that's all it is. It's just like a damn quick nut, you know what I'm saying? And then you get back, you know, like a nut is, you know what I'm saying? You feel it, then as soon as you bust it, man, you back to fucking reality, man. So, hey. Nah, man, fuck out of here. Dumbass question.
Sorry for the porn section. Now, what I was going to say, I was thinking about this time as Corey was making his statement. And the question more is posed along the lines of a white woman raised a black revolutionist is really kind of the posing of the question. What I will say is that it takes a fearless woman, or a woman that is not afraid of what others think. Because there is something about certain parents that it's hard to see your kid go beyond what you were and to be okay with that. And a lot of people won't admit that, but it's true. You know, when you see your kid transcend you or do something that maybe you don't agree with or anything of that particular thing, you know, it takes a strong person to say, hey, this ain't about me. You know what I'm saying? This is about them. And so there is something to say about, you know, a white woman that's comfortable in we'll say a predominantly black setting and can still be Becky and don't turn into Keisha. You know what I'm saying? And you know she Becky through and through. You know, but she still is trying to impart an impartial opinion, because as parents, what is our job? Is to raise our children, to teach them, and things of that nature. Well, sometimes you can give the wrong answer to a kid because you're partial to the way you think, and you're not open to a different, you know, a different answer, a different thought process. And so therefore, you know, I could see the challenges. I could definitely see the challenges. But yeah, I mean, it's still a dumb question per se. But I could see maybe the reason for the question in some ways, definitely. So yeah, I mean, still a dumb question. The answer is absolutely. But it does take a special type of parent to understand that I just need to move the fuck out the way and let this kid do what they do. And I don't care if you're black, white, yellow, I don't fuck what color you are. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you're a white parent with a mixed kid. I don't care if you're a Asian parent with an Asian kid. Like, it's a challenge, and it takes a special parent just as much as it takes a special kid.
And that is words from Lauren right there, sir. All right, so before we move on to this next thing, I want to say Suge Knight is sentenced to 28 years in prison. So Suge Knight is locked up and won't be getting out in the near future for a while. So this is from my boy Corey. So your boy Corey Holcomb, right? This kind of mixes up in all what we were just talking about. So Corey Holcomb, I guess, is exposed for being a pro-black male. Damn. See, I've been trying to get this set up, but
nah, that's not Corey Holcomb. Are you talking about Phil? That's Phil. Hell no. That's Corey. You talking about Phil from the Advice Show? Yeah, you talking about Phil from the Advice Show?
Okay, so I guess my bad, guys. So Phil from the Advice Show has been exposed to having a Latino girlfriend, wife. I don't know what she is to him, and people are in uproar because he is quote unquote pro-black. And I want to get you guys' opinions on this because I was supposed to have some people coming through, but every time this happens, something always comes up. So we'll just speak about it a little bit now. So go ahead.
Yeah, I don't blame him, man. You know, you stepping into the lion's den, man. The lion's den, you know, people start getting cold feet, man. You know, they come up here. It's the lion's den. Nah. Who want to go for you? Y'all want me to go?
Yeah, I want you to go. Yeah, this is your guy.
Oh man. So think about this, man. I'm gonna keep this short and simple, man. And we're gonna keep it like this. Before we keep having this conversation about, you know, because there's a lot of guys, you know, out there that do have that going on. But what Phil from the Advice Show does is, you know, in itself, you know, a revolutionary act. You know, he's got his own news channel going on, exposing a lot of things that not even racial things that not only happen here in America, but around the world. Phil's exposing a lot of that stuff, and he's on his job. A lot of, you know, he's making sure everybody stays up to date. You know what I'm saying? His message is clear. It's a strong message. You know, he's you know, so I just don't see the problem. I don't see the problem. I know, you know, you do want to breed. You do want to, you know, keep the black gene. You do want to keep it strong, because, you know, a lot of times, you know, they're not a lot of times. I mean, it's been throughout history. You know what I'm saying? They want to take out the black man. You know what I'm saying? You see it in the damn space movie, Star Wars. You don't ever see no damn black man in the future, huh? You know what I'm saying? Every space movie, think about it. But, so, man.
Hold on, LeVar Burton was?
LeVar, oh yeah, you got one. There's always one. LeVar, Samuel Jackson, yeah, there's always one. You know what I'm saying? They'll keep going around. but it ain't no woman around, you know, anything like that. But so you want to change the mindset of, you know what I'm saying, the thinking that lighter is better, because there is that thinking there. But I mean, as far as because somebody is with somebody that is with somebody who is not black, that they're not for the people. I mean, a lot of people, man, that's just where they find love at. That's where they find love at. You can't trump that with anything, man. A lot of people, man, whether it's from an early age, whether it's from high school, whether from it's later on in life. I mean, people, love is another thing that transcends color, man. It's not about that, man. But if the message is right, I mean, you can't knock that, man. You can't knock that. What black people need to do and worry about is loving each other before we keep having these conversations. You know what I'm saying? Before we keep having these conversations. See, we're able to. I see where it happens is, a lot of successful black men and a lot of successful black women, they have, you know what I'm saying, maybe a white man or Hispanic, a white man, Hispanic woman, or whatever, vice versa. They have, different people like that, because I mean, you would see it on the other end if, black women had a lot of opportunities, but nobody watches the WNBA. Nobody watches the WNBA, you know what I'm saying? So you're not gonna see it that much. You're not gonna see it that much. But you got Serena, Eve, you know what I'm saying? A lot of you see it a lot when they hit that level. But there's more opportunities for the black man out here as it is, with just men and women in general. A lot more opportunities for the men. So it's just we got to learn to start loving each other first, man. We got to learn to start loving each other, man, and that'll change everything else up, man. There's a lot of it's just another one, man. This is people keep doing this bullshit, man. Who was it that had that? Who was that guy?
I don't know at this time. I can look it up though, real quick. Hold on. Lauren, go ahead while I look this guy up.
Man, I should have made me a glass of Kool-Aid for this episode, man. Cause that's what a whole bunch of people doing, man. Just drinking the Kool-Aid, man. Terrible. Now, I'd never heard of this guy, you know what I'm saying, before. This was brought up in our chat, so I went ahead, you know what I'm saying, and did my due diligence and did some research, and I listened to some of the things he was talking about, things of that nature, to get an understanding of, what really made people so mad, and part of it was a lack of listening, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times when, people are talking, you hear what you want to hear, you know what I'm saying, as it relates to you, versus listening to everything. You take what relates to you, and that's kind of all you really soak in. Because, I mean, he does talk about racism on a global level, not just what you see here, because if we really talk about racism and things on a global level, I mean, there's still slavery going on, you know what I'm saying, so, I mean, slavery hasn't stopped, so, but we only don't care about it as much because it doesn't, in its truest form, it doesn't happen here. In its truest form, have levels of it here, most definitely, when you talk about trafficking and all that type of stuff. But anyway, I think what really rubbed people the wrong way was that he goes so far sometimes with his agenda that it sounds like he doesn't like white people. And so, but that's just probably one's perception. Because I looked at some stuff and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, sometimes but like we all get worked up, we all get riled up, you know what I'm saying? And so I think that's part of why people kind of came at him like they came at him. Now, I don't understand. Like, I understand the whole pro-black thing, but I think it's dumb. You know what I'm saying? How come we just can't be black? How come we just can't fight for what we believe in? You know, it doesn't have to be black. It doesn't have to be. Fight for what you believe in. You know, everybody's fighting ain't for, you know, equal rights for black people in the black community. Like, that's not everybody's fight. So, because that may not be somebody's fight doesn't give us the right to judge them some type of way. Now, I don't care who he married to. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know him, you know, but if that's where he found love, I mean, high five. You know, we get so bent out of shape about, you know, black men don't protect black women. You know, black women don't know how to be there for black men, and the divorce rate just ain't high for black people. It's high for everybody. You know, so, you know, I mean, we can get off with that soap opera right there. You know what I'm saying? You choose to love who you love, and it is what it is. You know, I think that you do have to be careful in regards to making sure that your message doesn't spew hatred towards a certain race of people, because when it does, or when a perception is given off, then you get stuff like this. And like I said, it's just a perception. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that he hates white people. You know what I'm saying? I just think that he's so adamant for his own race that he can kind of come across like that. But I think anybody that stands up for their race can come across like that. I mean, think about, you know, I don't think that you have certain white people that are quote unquote racist. But if you say, you know, it's them or it's us, they're going to be like, well, it's me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so that's the whole nationalist thought, I guess, is kind of how you look at that. I mean, dude is kind of weird.
Hey, this is ridiculous, though. Isn't it just ridiculous how we keep having these discussions within the community, but ain't nobody challenging the motherfuckers within the community that's doing fucked up shit? I don't see y'all niggas challenging people that's saying crazy shit on the records in your community, not even in the fucking mainstream. I'm talking about local niggas. You know what I'm saying? All y'all buy into that bullshit. Nigga on the corner, you know what I'm saying? Well, niggas ain't really on the corner no more, but you know what I'm saying? Niggas out there trapping, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers in there, you know. Yeah, and that's not to knock what people do, you know what I'm saying? It's not to say I'm better, you know, things like that, but it's not to put them down, but you have to try to show them a different way, you know, clean up things that are going on, and then everything else will fall into place. You know what I'm saying? Just the fact
a lot of that is the brainwashing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The brainwashing of the generations in the urban communities, you know what I'm saying? As far as, you know, and it takes the easy way out. Take the easy way out. Like, if you're fearful of dying, you're going to think twice about saying something to somebody, because you don't know what people are capable of. Like, I mean, we talk about it all the time, you know what I'm saying? In so many circles that I talk, and how we used to knuckle up if we had a problem. We knuckled up. You know what I'm saying? These young cats ain't knuckling up. You know what I'm saying? They strapping up. You know, and you can't tell them nothing. You know, and that is just the symptomatic decline of the urban community. You know what I'm saying? It's so bad, man. It's so systemic. You know,
hey, you ain't got to say urban. Go ahead and say it. The black.
No. I want to keep it in perspective. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you talk on a larger scale, that's why I say urban. You know what I'm saying? You say the hood. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, because it just ain't black people. Like, that's the thing. Like, I know some crazy ass white people out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not us. And that's the thing. It's just, you know, when you talk about the size of our population, it's more populated in our community. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I mean, Corey said the best thing, you know what I'm saying, which is, you know what I'm saying, we gotta start loving each other. You know what I'm saying? Uplifting each other and trying to build for, build with, you know, with each other, because, I mean, we just be hating for no reason. For absolutely no reason, man. It's like, you know, you hate on this dude because he got a white wife. I'm like, if you never knew he had a white wife, like, he kind of did his job. You know what I'm saying? By keeping his wife shielded from, you know what I'm saying, everything that he's doing. And that's a choice that they probably chose to make as a couple. You know what I'm saying? It's for him to be like, hey, man, I'm out here doing this. My personal life don't have necessarily anything to do with what I'm doing. And that's such a slippery slope. You know what I'm saying? Because, like Corey said, we don't call nobody out on their bull. You know what I'm saying? How long did it take us to call out R. Kelly? How long? How long did it take us to call out R. Kelly? You know what I'm saying? It's still people that's like, nah, not Kel, no way. You know what I'm saying? Still, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know, still bumping his music.
It's people,
you know what I'm saying?
It's people doing it. It's just these type of little threads are the shit that's going viral. You know what I'm saying? The one got to do with a white wife or something like that. That's the shit that's going viral and taking priority. There's people out there calling it out. It's just, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, don't give me. I mean, my wife is white. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I don't try to shield her by any stretch of the imagination.
Oh, you about to be on it? You about to be on
it? Yeah, I'm about to be on YouTube.
Next on the Summer Jam screen, dog. You next.
Yeah, but I don't try to shield my wife either. You know what I'm saying? Like, she understands who I am. You know what I'm saying? I respect her enough. You know what I'm saying? And I don't got no problem with. I got a problem with stupid people. I don't give a fuck what color you are. You know what I'm saying? I got a problem with stupid, ignorant people. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, focus on what's important. You focused on his wife. His wife, who we didn't really even know about till recently, at least most people. Now, some people said they knew, and, you know what I'm saying, it was obvious based off of the way he would kind of insinuate certain things, that she wasn't black. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, focus on his message, because if his message is jaded, then that's what you got to walk away from. You don't need to walk away from him because his wife is a different race. Walk away from him because you don't like his message, because his message doesn't represent what you feel like is best for the people that you associate with, the people that are, you know what I'm saying, best fit for your race, your culture.
Right.
Who cares about his wife? You know what I'm saying? You know, Martin Luther King was married to Coretta Scott, but was hollering at, you know what I'm saying, Miss Williams on the side too. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you gonna be like, oh, well, he's discredited. Everything he's ever done is discredited because he's an adulterer. Now, if you say, I don't like his message, got you, thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't like him, you know what I'm saying, because, you know what I'm saying, what if Coretta was half white? What would you say? You know what I'm saying? Would you say Martin Luther King was surprised because his wife was half white? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just stupid stuff like that continues to be a detriment to our community, because we don't care about nothing that's real. We just care about all the drama. We don't care about nothing that's real. You know what I'm saying? And then when somebody presents something real, well, they think they better than everybody else. Nah, man, they trying to lead you in the right direction. Your dumbass is, you know what I'm saying, too ignorant to follow the right path. So I don't know the dude, you know what I'm saying? So I won't say anything about him. You know what I'm saying? I don't have anything negative to say about him. If you want to have a white wife, she's half white, half Hispanic. Who knows? Who knows? Who cares? we are all mixed in some capacity. Whether we're mixed with some Indian, whether we're mixed with some white, we're all mixed with something. So people need to get off of this whole pro-black shit. You know what I'm saying? It's stupid. You know what I'm saying? People need to get off of the whole mixing of races because it's been done since the beginning of time. It's going to be done long after we gone. You know what I'm saying? It's just a matter of whether or not more people do it or if we kind of relegate back to when mixing wasn't popular or, you know what I'm saying, it might get you killed or something like that. But, I mean, focus on important stuff, people, because you keep focusing on the dumb shit, and the results are always going to be the same. Always going to be the same.
That's true. And the YouTube channel that I pulled that was in the group chat was Jay the Black. So I guess shout out his YouTube channel.
Jay the Black.
Jay the Black.
I will say this. I can say you can be pro-black, but I think, I don't know. It depends on what the definition of pro-black. If you pro-black and saying fuck everybody else, that that's not gonna lead to really anything. You know what I'm saying? It's just, but I do think that there should be a priority put on, at least a priority put on the black race, because it's black is what we've been labeled as. So even if you're mixed, you half or you full black, or if you you from Africa, from Nigeria, I said Africa, but I was saying places in Africa, Nigeria, Ethiopia, whatever, or you a black man from Europe, Australia, Asia, wherever you from. Once you come to you get to America, you a black man. You know what I'm saying? You're under the code of black and white. You know what I'm saying? And I think the struggle, that's why I say when you say the black community, because yeah, all races have their different issues, but there has been a unique, especially like here in America, there's been a unique there's been opposition to the black race, one that is very unique, you know what I'm saying? Even times that they've risen up, you know what I'm saying? They've risen up and been able to rise above, things that have happened to them. You see it, man. You see it in the bombs dropped on their houses, things like that, man. It's like it's been a real war against them. Drugs, guns, deliberately, like that's not a conspiracy, like deliberately placed in their neighborhoods. Whereas, there's a lot that goes on in the trailer parks. It's it's rough for them too. But hey, man, there's a but there's definitely a discrepancy, man, and that's why we got to say it's not sit on black people and say y'all just y'all not loving each other and all y'all do is fucked up. No, it's for a reason. You know what I'm saying? There's the murders that are happening in the inner cities all around around America, populated by black and Hispanic, but mainly black. It's because it's for a reason. It's because of the struggle that's been placed upon you, not just through the last 100 years, but throughout history. So it's just the symptoms of that. That's why we got to change the mindset, and it's never been addressed. I mean, you have the worst. Slavery is the worst thing that could possibly ever happen. You know what I'm saying? Worse than the Holocaust, anything. And we haven't been. It hasn't been repaired in any way. You know what I'm saying? It's basically, get on out there, pull yourself up by the bootstraps. And so it shows itself in many different facets, you know what I'm saying? Just endless ways within the community.
So I'll share a quick story right quick. So I'm OG at work. I'm old. I'm really not, but I'm OG at work. So I'm out on my production floor. And I see this young black dude, you know what I'm saying? Pants hanging off his ass, you know what I'm saying? I just walk up to him. We know each other. I'm like, hey, bro, man, fix your pants up on you, homie. And he was like, what you mean? I said, I shouldn't walk by you and see your drawers, homie. Like, fix your pants up. Carry yourself in a manner that's respectable. Like, this is the job that you got, but you need to present yourself for the job that you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop playing on the. Don't play to your competition. You know what I'm saying? You were your competition. You know what I'm saying? You know, don't succumb to what they expect you to be, but go out and be who you want to be. You know, and
y'all niggas better know. Y'all be trying to live like everybody else. You better know.
Yeah.
You got to work 10 times motherfucking harder. 10 times harder.
Yeah. And one of the things that we have a tough time with as a culture, you know what I'm saying, is sacrifice. It's sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Seeing something 10 years down the road and holding tight to get there. You know, if you want to look at something recent, look at the Colin Kaepernick thing. You know what I'm saying? Everything that's happened to him that was good when people have been trashing him for the last 2-3 years. You know what I'm saying? He had to hold tight to the fact that there was a bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? There was something else on the other side. He just had to get there, you know. And, I mean, for us, and, you know, especially us as black people, you know, there are other cultures that fall into this pit too, because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, the powerful don't want nobody. I don't care where you at. Go to Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Same way. You know what I'm saying? You got people living in huts. You got powerful Mexicans with a bunch of money. You know what I'm saying? They don't want nobody to rise up. So they continue to compress and suppress those people or oppress those people. You know what I'm saying? When the Europeans came to America, the Europeans were criminals. Criminals. They came over here and implanted this false doctrine that was like, hey, you poor white people, you better than them black folk. You know what I'm saying? And they use that and continue to use that to this day. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you think about people, poor white people that hate poor black people, like, really? Both of you motherfuckers is poor. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's that doctrination. You know what I'm saying? It's what's been, you know, programmed to say, you're a little bit better than that man, so I need you to put that man down while I'll spend my time putting you down. You know what I'm saying? And it's just that. It's crazy, you know what I'm saying? But it's been going on so long, you know what I'm saying, here, that you wonder if you can ever push past it. And we can go back to our very first topic of entertainment, that revolutionist that says no. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep pushing, and then my message has to live past me. Like, that's why I feel like the civil rights movement, I feel like whatever happened during that time, that message died with Martin Luther King. It died with him. Now, we've done some stuff here and there, but I'm talking about the real push. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it died with him, like you know what I'm saying? So that's why you could question, based off our definition of a revolutionist, whether Martin Luther King was, because the shit died with him. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else got spooked.
Yeah.
Jesse Jackson went and got a Jerry curl and I mean,
where what you said there, I think that's where it comes to play with a lot of black folks that think they done made it, where the message died with Martin Luther King, because all they got was the original message by Martin Luther King. And I say this all the time. All they got was the original message by Martin Luther King, but he ain't. But they killed him when he started talking, you know, talking about leading his people into a burning building, and he started talking about some other stuff, you know what I'm saying, started going in a different direction. That's when the message, you know, died. So a lot of folks thought they had made it, you know what I'm saying, around that time, and they thought it was all good, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's how the message died with him. Yeah, they took him out when he started giving the real message, and when he switched up. And I think a lot of
he didn't switch up. He wised up. He didn't switch up. Because when Martin Luther King first got into this shit, that's why they didn't bring him in originally, because he was too aggressive. You know what I'm saying? He was too aggressive, and so they had to work with him to kind of talk him down a little bit off that ledge, so he could be more of a I don't really even know the words to really describe it, but to where he wasn't so scary. That's what I'll say. He didn't come across so scary to people. You know what I'm saying? He was somebody that people could kind of, cause understand this, and a lot.
I don't think he was scary though. I don't think he was necessarily scary. He just had one way that he was going, such as integration, and then he realized, well, that's maybe that's not the answer. Maybe separation. Like I said, and I want to say separation, not as in a racial way or
exactly what you're saying.
Else, but maybe he made the wrong move. You know what I'm saying? So he did a U-turn. He said
exactly. He did a U-turn. Because what he started to realize is that motherfuckers, it don't matter. Like, people just be hating. You know what I'm saying? We talk about Bonnie Rustin. You know what I'm saying? Like, people started turning on him when he was, you know what I'm saying? He was like, man, nothing wrong with gay people. The church was like, hold up, what you need? You know what I'm saying? Like, Martin Luther King died broke. Other people pay for his funeral. Like, people don't know that. Like, he died broke. He ain't had no money. You know what I'm saying? Because so many people had turned on him, because he started to change his doctrine. He started to carry a weapon again. You know what I'm saying? Because you remember, for a long time, Martin Luther King was like, hey, man, you can carry a weapon, but you got to sit on the porch. You can't be in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then he started carrying, you know what I'm saying? Because he understood that, certain people, you know what I'm saying, they didn't want to see that. They didn't want to see things prosper. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want to see progress for black people, and that they were willing to do whatever that they had to do, you know what I'm saying, to keep it that way, And so, yeah, man, the secret meeting between King and Next, they said that was about to be groundbreaking. But guess what? There was a mole in the group, and the mole went to the man and said, yep, this is what's going on. And that was the end of that. That was the end of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times you talk about living by the code. You know what I'm saying? We can't live by the code no more. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got all the answers. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody tell me nothing. There's a code that you got to live by to make shit happen. Look at Italians. Italians live by a code, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't about to infiltrate that stuff. And if you do, they going to find out real quick who the mole is, and the mole gone.
Mm-hmm.
No questions asked. You know what I'm saying? We need to figure out how to do that. You know what I'm saying? We need to have a brotherhood that understands, you know what I'm saying? There's a code that we live by. You look at the Nation of Islam, you know what I'm saying? They have some semblance of one. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature, I'm not a big religious guy, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna get off my soapbox, man. I'll be on this shit all goddamn time.
I gave you guys a bunch of good different outlooks on this. It's time for me to be petty. I don't give two shits who his girlfriend or his wife is. Who he fucking ain't making me bust. So, with that being said, who cares? But first and foremost, let's shout out all the celebrities right now that have white wives or different color wives or girlfriends. So, let's shout out my boy Childish Gambino. Let's shout out everybody's favorite Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And let's shout out your favorite comedian, Kevin Hart. Let's shout all these guys out because
Morgan Freeman.
So for the simple fact, they don't care. So why should you? They have their lives. You should live yours. So y'all want to move on to the next subject? We can.
There's one more question. For everybody, do we believe that there's a in a unique way, I won't say there's no love going on, but is love really being pushed within the black community in a way? Do you believe that we really loving each other and the message we spread, you know what I'm saying, the different things that you that you can see from your perspective? Is there a lot of love going on out here? Do y'all see it?
Nope, it's a straight
No. Absolutely not. But you gotta see, this is the problem, and you kind of talked about it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Where people see certain levels of success in life when they step outside of their race. You know what I'm saying? Because there's kind of a different perspective about life in general.
Yeah.
So that's part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like our entire society, whether you talk about black, white, any culture in America, like there's a high level of selfishness. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get mine. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about giving back to this person or that person. You know what I'm saying? This is all about me. And so that's where I think that the love has been lost. Is ain't nobody looking out for each other no more. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you times, you know what I'm saying, within my family where, somebody was doing bad, so all the kids went and stayed with auntie for a while. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what needed to happen. You know what I'm saying? I got love for everybody. So y'all come, you know what I'm saying, my house, me casa, su casa, this, that, and third. And we've got to, like, families don't do that no more. They're like, don't bring your drama over here.
Yeah.
Or I'm not going to tell you about my drama because I don't want to be judged.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that, damn, boy, you bringing up some shit. That's symptomatic of the father no longer being in the home in a lot of cases, because it puts the woman on an island by herself. And women can naturally be bitter because it's the protective part of them that makes them bitter. You know what I'm saying? They don't really see that they being bitter. They look at it as they're protecting themselves and their offspring if they have them. And so, when they started throwing black men in jail at high rates, you know what I'm saying, for no reason, you take the fathers and the men out of the homes and out of the family structure and things of that nature, that's where things really started to fall apart. Because you remember, Grandpa was that dude. You know what I'm saying? Grandpa was that dude. He was that immovable force that held the whole family down. Now people don't even know. Like I got cousins that never met my grandfather, ever. Like, that's crazy to me. Mm-hmm. Like, he was around when y'all was kids. Never met him. Because my grandfather left the home. And so their mothers didn't like their father. It's crazy. It's crazy. So it's just that breakdown, man. It continues to erode. And that's why, one of the big pushes for us as a culture is we got to get them to stop throwing us in jail for bullshit. Because once you open Pandora's box, you can't close it. You can't close it. So nah, man, what's the Black Eyed Peas? Is that who had Where's the Love?
Yeah. I just had to ask that question because, like I said, a lot of people just aren't. It's not sit there a priority. Then it's not sitting there thinking, look, let me go make sure that I'm getting a black wife. You know what I'm saying? Let me make sure. Like, they're just getting. A lot of times it's who they click with. You know what I'm saying? Now there may be some people. Not maybe. There are people that, like I said, they have a certain way of thinking about black, so they're like, we don't fuck with black people just because of their ignorance. But I think the majority of it is just these people are finding love. They're finding love.
What it is? It's a dare to be different personality. Dare to be different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when I grew up in the hood, right? But we moved to Johnson County when I was like 10, 11, something like that, right?
Yeah.
With nothing but white people around. Like, there were no black people. Like, in my school that I went to, me and my brothers were the only black people in the whole school. The whole school. From kindergarten to 6th grade. 3 black people. The whole school. So you adapt. You know what I'm saying? And then you realize that the perception you have of a certain race ain't necessarily what it was. You know what I'm saying? Then you're like, oh, well, I guess it ain't that bad. Because I'm like, well, shoot, I'm a young dude, you know what I'm saying? If all you gonna put around me is the snow bunnies, then I'm gonna holler at the snow bunnies. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm gonna do. So you just adapt to your environment. So a little bit further, I go to another school, you know, high school or whatever, and it's more of a mixed environment. You know what I'm saying? So I see black chicks, Hispanic chicks, Asian chicks, white chicks. I see everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I have been exposed to something different. Sometimes it's about exposure. You know what I'm saying? If you only expose to black people, how you know? And a lot of the times that happens, you know what I'm saying? More often than not, where you're not exposed to anything different, you know? And so once you get a different exposure, it's just kind of like you begin to understand that people are just people. You know what I'm saying? So who you tend to fall in love with may change because you're exposed to different things. And so you think differently, you move differently. You know, I mean, I have a full-blooded black daughter, and I have 4 biracial children. You know what I'm saying? If you would have told me, Lauren, you're going to marry a white chick prior to I was 18, I probably laughed at you. And I had dated white chicks before 18. And I was like, no, I'm not. Happened to find a chick. Shit happened. She happened to be white. You know what I'm saying? Like, she could have been any race. She could have been black, she could have been Hispanic, she could have been Asian. You know what I'm saying? Like, I fell in love with the woman, I didn't fall in love with the color. You know what I'm saying? You know, so but again, it was exposure to different environments.
Someone that was willing to be loved. Like I said, black people, there's not enough love going around, and it's not something that's specific to black women or black man or anything. It's on both sides. Even if y'all think y'all are, the behavior that's been pushed, it's not something that it's not an idea that y'all came up with. It's been pushed upon y'all.
But understand, love is a learned behavior. I don't think people understand that. Love is a learned behavior. So take a black chick whose mother was in love. How can she teach her daughter love?
Yeah.
Because she don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? Her daughter gonna have a daughter.
Generation.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't realize that simplistic thought is so generation to generation, and it does take a strong person to break that cycle. It does. It takes a strong person to break that cycle. When I had my kid, you know what I'm saying, at 16, what was supposed to happen? I was supposed to be a deadbeat father, you know what I'm saying, that had no existence in my kid's life. My father was that. Some ways his father was that. And I think in some ways his father was that. I had to make a conscious choice to say, I don't want this kid to feel like I felt. So that means I have to be different. You know what I'm saying? I have to change my mentality. And so that's not easy. That's not easy. That's why a majority of people can't do it, because we are creatures of habit. So we do what we know.
Yeah.
Randy, you better go to the next topic before we on this bitch all night.
Oh man, I can't wait till I get Ellis and my other homie on here, because they believe something completely different.
Bring it on, baby. I love the conversation.
Bring in. Come on, man. Because everybody got beliefs, but you got to make some sense. And that's not to say they ain't making no sense. Like I said, I ain't heard what they got, but you know what I'm saying. You gotta be able to come to some. There's a point where things can be agreeable. Things make sense. So make sure you make some sense, because you stepping into the lion's den on here.
Ellis, if you listening to this podcast, baby, I'm calling you out. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Oh, this is gonna be great. All right, so first and foremost, let me know if you guys can hear this. Hold on.
I mean, black girls have reason to hate.
Yeah, I can hear it.
I mean, what?
All right, hold on. Oh man, damn it. All right. Make sure this is turned up all the way because this is about to get funny. Oh, here we go.
Oh damn, Randy.
Black girls have reason to hate. I mean, what's there not to love about white girls?
Yeah, I feel fucking bad right now, yo.
But don't feel bad. These black girls do it to themselves. They carry themselves the wrong way that black guys don't like.
Yeah, I mean, shit.
You know, you barely see a white woman with 5 or 6 kids. But you'll see a black woman with 6 kids, probably like different baby daddies. And another reason why I like black girls is because we know how to pay our bills, but y'all spend $300 on your hair.
So what is she saying?
All right, so what that was a conversation, a video that was on Facebook, and that was I guess tossed around the internet for a little bit. But this black guy, I don't know if this is his girlfriend or whatever, but she was pretty much saying that the reason why black dudes don't like black women is because those reasons. So, what I have to say is, first and foremost, this is pure content for me. Other people might, you know what I'm saying, think this is terrible and horrible. I think it's funny because I know a lot of this shit was bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because I know black girls that that don't have 5 or 6 kids. You know what I'm saying? I know white girls that have that. You know what I'm saying? And I just know a lot of that shit is bullshit. So to me, it's funny. I want to get you guys' opinions on it. Who wants to go first?
Rebecca. Let me talk to you for a second. What you said was some of the most asinine shit I've ever heard somebody say. Not because what you said doesn't have any validation, but more so because you have no right to say it. You have zero right to say it. Did you see black chicks with 5, 6 kids with 3 baby daddies? You do. You do see some. You are absolutely right, Rebecca. Yes. Do you see white women with 5 or 6 children with 2 or 3 baby daddies? You do, Rebecca. Yes, you do. Here is the problem with everything that Rebecca said. It has nothing to do with the race, my friend. Nothing to do with race. Every culture where there are women who just make poor choices. You know what I'm saying? I know somebody that has 3 kids by 3 different baby daddies. And I know exactly why. And I just got done saying it. You can't love a kid if you've never been loved, so you can't give it. You don't know how to give it. What do you see? You see your mom had 5, 6 kids, so guess what the fuck you gonna do? Have 5, 6 kids. Not thinking about the consequences, you know what I'm saying, of, you know, multiple baby fathers, things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't know why Tyrone ain't just cut her off a long time ago.
Oh,
He should have.
But you know why? Because he doesn't have the ability. He doesn't have the ability to.
That was his girlfriend.
He doesn't. Yeah, just like her, he don't know enough. He don't understand. you know, what's going on. So he doesn't even have the ability, because if she's around a cat like me, she would have been cut off from the jump. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it's not to say that there's no validity to what she's saying. You better understand where the fuck it comes from. Like we just talked about on the last topic, it's generational. The so-called black, what American white men labeled us as black. The so-called black has a unique struggle in American history that cannot be denied. So there's none of them have the ability to even, you know what I'm saying? He can't dispute it because he doesn't have the ability to. You know?
And see, here was my issue. I couldn't remember. I remember it now. So, I'm married. I'll reference back to this. I'm married to a white woman, right? That has zero to do with my love for black women. None. This is the lady I chose to marry. This is the lady I love as my mate. My mother's black. Love my mom. Love me some mom. Mom, I love you. My sister black. Love my sister. Sis, I love you. Like she's taking it so far out of context. You know what I'm saying? You know, if she wanted to say, you know, there's an increase in black men dating outside of their race, you know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with our distaste for women in our own right.
Yeah.
It has everything to do with maybe being intrigued by something different and being willing to follow that path and see where it goes. You know, so the fact, like I said, the fact that Cat didn't cut her off speaks to me about a lack of love for himself, that he wouldn't stand up for who he is.
Ooh, all right. So, Corey, do you want to go real quick?
Well, would you say lack of love, or maybe it's something he agrees with? Because this is one thing, this is an elephant in the room that nobody wants to deny. Y'all know I notice everything. I hear the words that come out of people's mouth. I understand the way, I see everything. I'm talking about when interacting with people. I see stuff that people be like, damn, you caught on to that? And the large consensus of men, and I'm talking about amongst all races, there is a stigma out here about black women because of the way they're portrayed in media, and not even in media, between their personal dealings with them. There's a stigma out there about them, you know what I'm saying, that can't be denied. So is it the fact that maybe he don't love himself, or maybe it's something that he believes but doesn't understand where it comes from? You know what I'm saying? Doesn't understand where it comes from.
For me, it's a lack of love for self, man. Because for me to say I don't love black women, like, where would that come from? You know what I'm saying? Like,
he said that?
No, he didn't say that.
No, I mean, I'm just saying, just hype, like his yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
what?
To me,
I want to hear what did he say, Red? Because see, I didn't hear a lot of his conversation. I really didn't even hear what
he didn't disagree. No, it's just the fact that he didn't disagree. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't offer any rebuttal. He didn't really say nothing. That's all he really said.
So can you necessarily say he doesn't love black women? No, because it didn't come out of his mouth. Can you say he doesn't love black women? Maybe it's just something. Like I said, there's a lot of people
So you saying he got the pussy gene?
I'm telling you, not even that, man. I'm telling you, there is an overwhelming, including our people. There's an overwhelming amount of people, and a lot of it's the black guys that have never had a lot of dealings with black women. They have a certain perception of what they think a black woman is. You know what I'm saying? And just as, you know, a lot of people have a certain perception of what they think, not even just black women, just black people in general. Black people in general, they have a certain perception, but yeah, black women have a certain stigma to them. So maybe it's something that he doesn't think he can dispute.
I feel like that's across the board, though. I feel like that's across the board because we're gonna look at a white girl that talks black funny, the same way we look at a black girl that talks white. I think that's across the board.
You say what?
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna talk. So if there's a white girl that talks like a black girl, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna look at her funny. Like what? Like that's gonna be weird. You know what I'm saying? So if you talk to a black chick that sounds like, you know what I'm saying, like she's white, sounds like she's white because she has more of a proper dialect, country ass folk gonna be like, where you from? You know what I'm saying? Where your mama from? You know what I'm saying? Because like I remember when my cousin first came here from California, right? I never met her before. She came here from California. She was like, hi, how are you? Oh my God. And I was like, excuse me? Excuse me? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I think that, you know what I'm saying? Like, anytime somebody, we all have a perception of what we think. You know what I'm saying? We all have these preconceived notions about what we should expect when we are introduced into a certain environment. You know what I'm saying? Like if my boss walked up to me on my first day and was like, hey, what's happening, homie? I'd be like, huh? If a white dude walked up to me like that, I'd be like, what? Who are you? You know what I'm saying? Because I have a preconceived notion about my expectations. You know what I'm saying? So, and that, but I don't have a problem with that though. You know what I'm saying? The problem that when it really comes into play is when that preconceived notion, you use it against that person. You know what I'm saying? That's for me when it becomes a problem. We all have preconceived notions about certain people, certain things, certain situations. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all based off of experience. You know what I'm saying? You don't go to the hood and find no proper talking black people. You don't.
You can find them. There's plenty of people in the hood to talk proper. They really are.
But think about it.
It's a small percentage.
No. But that's my point. But that's my point, though. Your preconceived notion is that there are none.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But so that's why I said the preconceived notion doesn't become a problem until you use it for evil. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's when it becomes a problem. You know, and so. This girl here, man, like you gotta start you gotta start giving me names because I'm gonna go on Facebook and start trolling some of these people, man. This is ridiculous, but this is entertainment 101. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a plant a seed. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna fall for it. You know what I'm saying? You know, everybody gonna fall for it. We're going to get all worked up, you know what I'm saying? I ain't going to lie, I'm worked up about Rebecca right now, you know what I'm saying? We're going to get worked up about what was said, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you give somebody that's full of shit attention, you're doing them a favor, you know what I'm saying? I guarantee you this right now. If the world stopped talking about Donald Trump, he will fall apart. He will fall apart. You know what I'm saying? The fact that we keep talking about him is what keeps him going every single day. You know what I'm saying? And so I try to ignore shit like this for the most part, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, you know, I'm like, this is just ignorant. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody needs to smack her with both hands. You know what I'm saying? Because she's not talking about nothing. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard to, you know what I'm saying? Because more men.
Can you blame her though? Can you blame her when all she does is see what the hell she sees on TV? You know what I'm saying? Probably TV or something, or you know what I'm saying, or sees the little few. She ain't lived around black people, as in many people, many races, to just go off what they see on television or what's being fed to them, or what they, you know, like you said, those preconceived notions. They don't have. I think the right word you said was just ignorant, But
that's why I was more upset with. I'm more upset with Reggie than I am Rebecca. You know what I'm saying? Because Rebecca can have that preconceived notion, but the dialect that came from Reggie should know better. Reggie should know better. You know what I'm saying? And so Rebecca can say what she wants to say. Rebecca can feel how she wants to feel. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. But I surely expect Reggie to be like, nah, man, it ain't that. At least just be like, nah, man, it ain't that bad out here in the streets, man. Like, say something. Say something. Don't just be like, that shit crazy. Fuck out of here with that shit. Pussy syndrome.
Well, let me talk about Reggie real quick, right? I think Reggie was in a predicament where
Reggie smoking at Reggie.
He's fucking to stay. He's piping down this young lady. He ain't got probably no place to live. So he's just gonna let her do what she do. You know what I'm saying? He gonna let her say what she say. As long as he piping her down, he gets his little weekly check. He gets a roof over his head. And everybody's probably gonna be like, "Oh, why are you saying that?" I'm gonna be like, I mean, he let her say what she had to say. So let me say what I gotta say.
If that's the reason, that's a punk move, and he need to drink a whole gallon of bleach. You know what I'm saying? I want to lean. Yeah, there really are spineless motherfuckers out here like that, but I want to lean more to the side that he's just ignorant and under the trance like many people in America are. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna, man, these are just everyday people, man, on Facebook, man. A lot of people say there's so many people, man, that say ignorant shit, man. That's why I'm not gonna sit there and put a emphasis on what the white girl's talking about and the way he respond. I mean, there's so much ignorant shit being spouted on a daily basis that are just as ignorant as what the fuck she's saying. You know what I'm saying? There's so much ignorance that I see. Man, I want to deal with the source of the symptoms, man. Not the symptom, man. I want to deal with the actual source of it. You know what I'm saying? Where it's coming from.
Well, Reggie, Corey's on your side. He's got hope for you, nigga. I don't.
I ain't on his side. I ain't on this motherfucker. I ain't on this motherfucking side. Look, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm there. You know, I'm gonna pop him upside his head. You know what I'm saying? Pop both of them upside their head, man. Put them on some game. You know what I'm saying? Put them on some real knowledge. You know, and shut all that shit down. Because I hear conversations like that all the time. I even hear when a lot of people they try to to allude to those type of things within their conversation, but they don't want to outright say it. I get in there. I start breaking it down, and there's no real argument. There's no real argument after that. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, it's a unique struggle, man. It's a unique struggle. It's just ignorance. It's ignorance. I think it's all of that is just a symptom. Everybody's out here, man. Everybody's got a voice, and they, like I said, ejaculating the first thing that's on their fucking mind. You know what I'm saying? So, hey.
I mean, all right. I'm not gonna say no more. We're gonna let this ride off. Do you guys want to get it off your chest, or do y'all want to do this final clip real quick? It has to do. You said what?
I don't know what you want to do. What you want to do, Lauren?
Whatever you want to do.
Play the clip. Play the clip.
Let me give my professional voice on. So this clip right here, it is with two podcasts. It's with a podcast. It's called Guys We Fucked, and they were I guess you would say objectifying black men. So I will play the clip, and you guys will give me you guys' opinion. Yeah. Go. Here we go.
It was my second black guy, though. Everyone's like, "Oh, is that your first black guy?" And I'm like, excuse me, I've been fucking black guys. Yeah, but you even said your first one didn't count. The early 2000s. Thank you very much. Early 2000s. Yeah, this was like a real black guy, like basketball player height. Yeah, stature. Yeah, deep voice. Lives uptown. Yeah, he does. Does he have a deep voice? Yeah, I guess he has a deep voice. He does. I don't know. He looks pretty black. He's pretty black.
right, so that was the Guys We Fucked episode. Don't know the number, don't know the name of it, but it happened 4 years ago. Huh?
Who is that?
I don't know the two girls' names. I know they both start with a C. But yes, that episode dropped 4 years ago, and it just resurfaced. You know how the internet is nowadays. Once you get popping or whatever. Well, I guess they've been popping, but I said popping. Damn. I'm trying to sound like a young kid. But once they get big or whatever, people actually look up old episodes and stuff like that, see if they can find something on them to bring it back. That's what happened here. My only thought, my main concern was, we all know what black people act like. I was confused. I was befuddled. I was like, wait, what?
What was some of the stuff? Because I really didn't catch. I heard listing out traits and stuff, but what were they talking about?
They were the girl was pretty much saying, the girl was saying that she got a black guy, whatever she got with a black guy. She was naming off all the traits or whatever, and then she was like, she likes her black guys thuggish. I guess the white guy that she had before or whatever wasn't speaking like a thug, quote unquote. So she doesn't like guys like that. She likes thug life, Tupac type ass niggas. Niggas with dreads and Timberlands that'll beat her back down. And then take her rent money and then tell her to fuck off. Yeah. So that's pretty much what I got out of it. So I mean, the only part I like really felt something with was, I mean, yes, there's hood dudes, and then there's dudes that quote unquote don't seem hood but have hood traits or have ties to a hood or have been in the hood and have done shit like this but have turned on a different leaf. So how are you and when she said I forgot exactly what she said. She said you guys know how all black guys are. No, motherfucker, I don't. Like, what? I'm different from you two. You two different from me and fucking Ricky down the street and Tyrone down the block. You know what I'm saying? So I want to get you guys' opinion before I continue. So who wants to go first? I'll play the clip again if you need me to play the clip. Need me to play the clip again? Nah. Who want to go first then? Go ahead. Lauren?
We shall overcome.
For me, it's refer back to the last three topics, man. I ain't got it.
Man. Yeah, man. I mean, this is exactly what I was saying. You know, I know a lot of different types of black dudes. A lot of different types of black dudes. You know what I'm saying? They talk different, they walk different, and they act different. Like, I mean, people in general are just people. You know what I'm saying? You could find a black dude that's more similar to a white dude.
Women,
you know what I'm saying?
Women,
yeah, you know what I mean? Just people. You know what I'm saying? We're all just people. You know, birds and feathers flock together. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you know, yeah, I mean, we all know the stigmas, you know what I'm saying? And even in a positive way, they still kind of fucked up, you know what I'm saying? You know, we supposed to be, you know, super powerful mandingos, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? You know, do all black men have big dicks? I don't know. I've only seen mine. You know what I'm saying? So I can only speak for myself, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's the objectification, you know what I'm saying? You know, any way you want to spin it, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, obviously, you know what I'm saying? Carrie and Suzanne were looking for some attention, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? They said what they had to say, and, you know, it just kind of goes back to that whole thing, you know what I'm saying? You know, the minute you put an entire culture into a box, you know what I'm saying? You know, our Mexicans don't play soccer, you know. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You know, all Asians aren't good at math, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I mean, it's crazy to me the stuff that spews out of people's mouths sometimes. I'm never surprised, but I have to chuckle. You know what I'm saying? Because I was listening to these two ladies, and I was like, huh? And look, we all have our own taste. You know what I'm saying? You like basically what I felt like she said was, I like a black guy with a little bit that has an edgy side. Okay, well, I mean, there's some of those out there. You don't want to mess with Steve Urkel. You rather have Stephon or Kel. Cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you, boo boo? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't knock what you like. Just don't think that all of us, you know what I'm saying, are, you know what I'm saying, the same type, because we're not. You know what I'm saying? You could find a million different type of thugs. It just depends on what type of thug you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, you found some good shit today, but
Corey, you want to go up?
I ain't got nothing for it, man. No, my motherfucking head gonna explode, man, if I hear. Okay. Good for them.
Well, I mean, so we're at the end, guys. We're close, so close. Make sure you guys follow us on Facebook at The Average Guy Podcast, Grit Sports Media at The Average Guy Podcast, Instagram, The Average Guy Podcast, and Mixer, YouTube family, The Average Guy Studios, Average Guy Podcast on Mixer, and also Ace _ Junior 2010 for gaming, for all your gaming needs, all my gaming needs and shit like that. So y'all catch me playing games and shit like that during the week. But
you be on the Madden. You be on the Madden.
Nah, I ain't get them that $69. I ain't give them that $70. They was tripping.
You ain't fucking with Madden, man. Cause I done played a couple. I don't own it or anything, but you know what I'm saying. I played it in, you know what I'm saying, a couple friends' house and everything. I done got on it a couple times, man. So pretty nice at it. I still got it, man. I still got it in there, man. Because you know the plays, you know how certain shit works, you know what I'm saying? So it's always, they change it up a little bit through the years, but yeah, I was seeing if you was on it, man, seeing if you wanted, you know what I'm saying, catch an L, man, catch an L, man. See.
Hey, ain't nothing but time and opportunity. But yeah, I mean, it'll be placed on live. So yeah, y'all can make sure y'all do that. But right now, before we get out of here, we're gonna get it off our chest, good, bad, or indifferent. You know what I'm saying? If you have anything good, bad, or indifferent, get off your chest. Let's get it off now. You want to go first, Corey?
Oh shoot, nah, I ain't got nothing, man. You know, you heard all this. You heard about 10 different stories today. People just spouting off whatever's in their head with no understanding of what's going on. And like I said, I don't blame them. When you just see it, you just get to a point where you can't blame nobody. You know what I'm saying? People I hold accountable are the people that know and understand, you know what I'm saying, history, and know what's going on, and they say stuff like that. And it'll show in their words, you know what I'm saying? I've had, many arguments with people, not arguments, but back and forth with people with that. When I know, you know what I'm saying, they know what's going on, they understand the effects that different things can have in history, and they choose to make comments like that. But the people for the most part just don't understand. Black, white, Hispanic, whoever, they don't understand what's going on. And you don't blame them. You know what I'm saying? People want to live their life. They're not taught to really, especially here in America, we're not taught to pay attention to different things. Real social issues. We like just a lot of things that get us outraged, or the news at the moment, or whatever Kanye West said yesterday, you know what I'm saying? But there's not a lot of people sitting down and reading a book, or families just coming together to say, hey, let's put our thoughts together, you know what I'm saying, or put our heads together to see how we can improve, what's going on. Just even not even outside of it, because you want to be able to spread stuff around, but just within the family, let's put our heads together to see how we can make things successful for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot of that going on. So we just gotta learn. We gotta learn how to love each other. We gotta pick up a damn book. You know, I say it all the time. Pick up a damn book, man. Pick up a book or something. You know, maybe that's not the sole issue or anything, but just search for answers. Search for answers. Try to find out why different things are the way it is. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people just don't like doing research. Their information comes from Facebook. They can say tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? They can say anything, man. Come with all type of news, man. They can say freaking, I don't know, man. I can't think of nothing, but shit. I don't know, man. It's just they can give you any type of news. People tend not to even check the news sources when they share those type of things. I've seen that a lot of times. They share a lot of false news and and they're sharing it from a satire website. So and a lot of people do that. So I just don't. I don't blame people. I hold the people up top, man. I hold people up top and people that know. I hold them accountable. You know what I'm saying? Because it's up to them to be teachers in their own way. You don't have to be in the classroom to teach. You know what I'm saying? It's all within your whole dialogue. You know what I'm saying? Your daily dialogue with people. There's many different ways to teach a person, you know what I'm saying, or plant a different seed within human beings, you know what I'm saying, and being able to want to learn something, being humble in yourself. I mean, there's just because I'm 30 years old doesn't mean that there's not a 16-year-old that I can learn something from. That's dead real, because there's a lot of brilliant young children out here. Not children, but young adults out here. There's always different ways to learn different things. So I just don't. At this point, I just don't blame people no more. Like I said, I don't get. I get more mad at a racist than I do a bigot. And understand, racism and bigotry are two different things. I get more mad at a racist. I don't give a fuck about somebody yelling out nigger, things like that. But somebody trying to specifically hold back the community through, in an economic way, that'll catch my attention much faster than somebody calling me a nigger. That's just me personally.
All right, Lauren, you up next?
Yeah. First and foremost, let me say happy 7th birthday. Tomorrow will be my son's 7th birthday, so son, happy 7th birthday to you. Live your birthday to the fullest. I threw a lot out there at y'all tonight, so I don't apologize, man. Trying to help you out. But what I'll say is, life is a marathon, not a sprint. So build a firm foundation, strive for perfection, and land on excellence. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right. So I guess it's up to me now. All I want to say is thank you everybody that's been listening and actually paying attention on Facebook. Yes, we will continue to do this on Facebook. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe and rate the Average Guy Podcast on Facebook, iTunes. Go ahead and rate and subscribe to the Grit Sports Media, the Average Guy Grit Sports Media on Facebook, the Average Guy Studios, and all of everything else that you see, man. Just make sure, you guys do all that. And we love you guys, man. All the average girls and average guys out there, man. We just here to give you entertainment and give you jewels through all these episodes, man. You know what I'm saying? And also, I meant to do this earlier in the episode, but shout out to 27 in the United States, 7 in France, and 2 in Italy. So shout out to everybody that's been listening. Make sure you guys tell a friend, and man, till next Tuesday. Or just make sure y'all be vigilant, you know what I'm saying? Because you never know when I might drop something. So yeah, man. let's just let you guys know we love you guys and thanks for all the support. We're gonna keep going, man. And we out, man. Peace.